Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been unpacking this idea of integrity, self-discovery, and the infinity principle. I gotta say, my brain is kind of full,
Uh-huh, I get it.
but in a good way, It's like my whole view of myself and the world is expanding.
It is amazing how these ideas can really challenge us to think differently, isn't it?
Totally. And I think that's what makes these deep dives so awesome. We're not just skimming the surface. We're really going deep.
We are. And speaking of going deep, right before the break, we were talking about how projection can get in the way of living a more integrated life.
Right.
Even when we're trying to be good, be selfless, those unconscious projections can still sneak in and create problems in our relationships.
I was thinking about that. It's like a defense mechanism, almost.
Yeah.
Like we project our own stuff, our insecurities onto other people so we don't have to deal with them ourselves.
Yeah, it is easier to point the finger outward than to look inward.
Yeah.
But the thing is, until we really address those things inside, they're going to keep popping up in our relationships.
And not just in our relationships. It's like we're blocking our own growth, too.
You're right. It's like we're stuck in this loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where self-awareness is so important. It's about noticing our own patterns, the things that trigger us, the ways we might be projecting.
Okay, but how do we actually get better at that? It sounds great, but I think a lot of people struggle to really see their own blind spots.
It's a process for sure. The book says that self-reflection is key.
Yeah.
Taking time to really examine your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. Ask the tough questions. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah, it sounds like it takes a lot of courage.
It does. And honesty, you got to be real with yourself.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes we need a therapist, a counselor, or a good friend to guide us.
It's like having someone hold up a mirror for you.
Exactly. And as you develop that self-awareness, you'll start to notice your projections more. You might catch yourself making assumptions about people based on your own fears. Or maybe you realize you're overreacting to something because of your own baggage.
It's about being more mindful.
It is. And once you are, you can actually choose a different way to react.
So instead of reacting impulsively,
Yeah.
you stop and think.
You take a breath and ask yourself, is this me projecting? Am I seeing things clearly? Or is my own stuff getting in the way?
It's like hitting the pause button on that old tape in your head.
Like that.
The one that always tells you how to react.
And when you hit pause, you have a choice.
Yeah.
You can react differently. You can choose empathy
Mm.
for yourself and for other people.
So it's not about pushing down those tough emotions or pretending they're not there.
Right.
It's about understanding where they come from and choosing a better way to respond.
Exactly. That's how we break free from those old patterns, those projections. That's how we build real connections.
It's amazing how it all ties together, Integrity, selflessness, self-awareness, it's all part of this bigger thing.
It is. It's like threads woven into a tapestry.
Yeah, I like that.
Your life is made up of all these different colors, light and dark, smooth and rough. It's all part of the design.
And maybe that's what integrity is all about, embracing all of it,
Yeah.
the whole picture, and choosing to live in a way that really reflects who you are.
You nailed it. It's about trying to live in alignment with your true self, even when you mess up, and offering that same compassion to others.
You know what? This has been an amazing deep dive.
It has.
We've talked about so much, from the everyday things about integrity to the power of selflessness to those projections that can mess us up. My head's spinning, but in a good way. I feel like I get it now, what it means to live with integrity.
It's been a joy exploring all this with you. I hope our listeners are feeling inspired to keep going on this journey.
To everyone listening, keep diving deep, keep learning, keep striving to live a life full of purpose and connection.
The world needs you, your gifts, and your true self.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.